In ancient Egypt, December 25th was the final day of a winter solstice festival celebrated by Osirians to commemorate the resurrection of Horus and the sun god Ra. According to tradition, King Osiris was drowned by his evil brother called Set, but Osiris's virgin widow called Isis had a miraculous conception by the spirit of Osiris and laid a falcon egg containing Horus the son of Osiris, who was prophesied to avenge his father. Set became worried and went on a hunt to destroy the egg, so Isis nested inside a papyrus boat and hid within the marsh of the Nile River, where Horus was born on a winter solstice. But on that day, a scorpion stung Horus in his right eye, also known as his solar eye, which paralyzed him for 3 days. These events are described upon a sacred artifact known as the Metanich Stela, which states,
I am Isis, who conceived my baby and was pregnant with divine Horus. When I had given birth to Horus, the son of Osiris, within the nest of Chemis, I became agitated over it very much, saying, Now that I have seen the one who will answer for his father, I will hide him and conceal him for fear of that evil one. And I will wander as a beggar in fear of the one who does violence and spend my time searching and acting on the behalf of Horus. When I returned to look for Horus, I found him young and golden, a helpless and fatherless child, having wet the shores with the waters of his eye and the spittle of his lips, his body inert and his heart languid, and the vessels of his body not beating. I let out a wail, saying, It is I, but the child was too weak to respond. My breasts were engorged and his belly empty, the mouth needing its thing. The well was brimful and the child thirsty, and my intention was to come to his aid, for he was greatly injured. But the child was helpless and refused the milk jug, having been left alone too long. How great was the fear for lack of one to come at my voice. My father was in the underworld, my mother in the place of silence, and my elder brother in the sarcophagus. The other brother was the enemy extensive in the fury of his heart against me, and my younger sister was against me in his house. So who among people could I call to, and their heart would turn to me? So I called to those in the marsh, and they turned to me at once. The lowly came to me from their house and sprang to me at my voice. They mourned at it, saying how great was my suffering. But there was nobody there who could enchant him with his spell. Though every man of them was jabbering very, very much, there was none of them who knew a life-giving spell. There came to me a woman wise in her town, a noble woman at the fore of her district. More trustworthy than they, because of her knowledge, she came to me with her mouth full of life, saying, Don't fear, son Horus. Don't despair, God's mother. The child is safe from the evil of his kinsmen. The bush where he lies is hidden, and the captive cannot enter it. The magic of Adam, the god's father, who is in the sky, is your life maker. Set cannot enter this district, and Chemis cannot turn to him. Horus is safe from the evil of his kinsmen, and those in his kinsmen's following cannot overthrow him. Seek out how this happened to him, and Horus will live for his mother. Perhaps a scorpion stung him, or a jealous snake poisoned him. When Isis put her nose in his mouth and discovered the smell there as that of one within his sarcophagus, she recognized the illness of the god's heir having found him to have poison. She embraced him very, very quickly, jumping around like fish thrown on a frying pan, saying, Horus has been bitten, Ra. Your son has been bitten. So Nephthys came weeping, and her wail went around the marsh. Circuit said, What? Who now is against the younger Horus? Isis call out to the above. so that a strike will happen in Ra's crew, and the boat of Ra cannot proceed, while the younger Horus is ill on his side. Isis sent her voice above, her cry to the boat of millions, and the sun disk landed opposite her and did not move from his place. Thoth came, equipped with his magic and bearing the great command of justification, saying, What, Isis the goddess, effective one who knows her mouth. There can be no evil against the younger Horus. His protection is that of the boat of Ra. I have come today from the gods' boat. The sun disk is in its place of yesterday. Darkness has happened and sunlight is repelled until Horus gets well, for his mother Isis and every man who is suffering as well.
This story is an allegory for the winter solstice, when the sun appears to stop moving for 3 days. Hence, Osirians celebrate the resurrection of Horus and the sun god Ra 3 days after the winter solstice, when the sun appears to move again.